Was that last one recording?
Sure was.
Okay, good.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Which one do you prefer? Oasis or Guttural?
Oasis, I mean Oasis.
To find 50 better tunes than this, I think you can do it.
Well, I should know. I wrote it.
What do you want to hear?
Oasis.
What was that, Simon?
Day 14. I've still got some of my wits about me. I haven't put on Best of Blur or anything yet, so we're all good. The next tune in the list is number 6. Straight from the album, it's Bring It On Down. This is possibly, in my opinion, the most underrated Oasis song. It's a fucking rollicking, and I hate that word, but it is a proper fucking real gutturally rock song, and it's probably the most raw Oasis rock. Sometimes when they go a bit rockier, they tend to go a bit forward to the floor, just. Whereas this has got more layers, got more sort of undercarriage. It's much more grit to it. From the feedbacky intro to just the way the drums come in, and then just a fucking pounding riff, a riff that makes you just get the blood pumping. Like it's on my pre-match playlist, which is basically I need to get the blood pumping for whatever reason, because I'm going out or I'm going to play a match, and it's one of the tunes that just gets you fucking fired up. What was that sound bringing around your brain? And as I said, it wasn't a single straight off the album. It might have been a bit too alienating for the pop sensibilities at the time, when you had the likes of Robson and Jerome about to hit the big time, and Mr. Blobby. Even though, we were just coming off the back of grunge, which I don't really remember, if I'm entirely honest. I don't remember it at the time. But we weren't quite at Firestarter yet. And Firestarter getting to number 1 in 95, late 95, I think. So we weren't quite at that point yet. The music scene at the time was still sort of finding its feet with where it was going to be for the next 3 or 4 years. And maybe Bring It On Down was just a step too far rock-wise for, to be released as a single, but that just means it's a gem on the album. There's one thing you couldn't say about Oasis at the time, was that they were putting filler on their albums. Too many bands, they have a good couple of singles, and the rest of the album's a pile of shite. And only when you have exceptions to that do you have the truly monumental albums sales-wise, like Killers, Hot Fuss. That's the ones where people are listening through them, say in their dorms or whatever, or wherever you listen to CDs, and somebody else is hearing all the songs and getting all the songs. They're getting their own CDs. That's where you get an album that keeps on selling for months on end. It's the ones that actually have good album tracks on them, and such is the case with this. To give you an idea of what the ratings were, I'm trying to put the camera over this way, up there. Yeah, Manchester even used 34. That's 34th best Oasis song. I would put it a bit higher than that. NME put it at 11, which I feel is a bit more like it. Snark didn't even fucking rate it. 30 Oasis songs, they didn't put it in. Well, I suppose they're only doing 30, okay. And then the ranked list give it 36. So, as I said, I feel it's a bit underrated. I feel the NME list is actually a bit more accurate as to where this is in the Oasis canon. If you play this to a bunch of diehard Oasis fans, and you will fill the floor. Whereas you could play something like Stand By Me and you fucking empty the floor, because it's a fucking pile of shite. You see, I've started my dub videos, by the way. like and subscribe. Other news, well, Liam has put out another call for an Oasis reunion on the back of the NHS clap along, which, you know, is noble effort. He says he'll do it with or without Noel. I think we know what that's going to be. I mean, how does he expect to work this? Because number one, it's going to take about a year for us to get to the point where we can actually start organising big gatherings again. And if the first big gathering was an Oasis reunion, okay, that would be occasion enough for possibly Noel to bury the hatchet for at least one gig, like. But well, I don't know. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe this will be the one thing that would actually get Noel back together again. They have seen the crowd the crowd gathering properties of Oasis songs when the Manchester Arena attack happened. You know, just because Oasis are so ubiquitous, like they are so like so many people just know so many of their songs. Like I'm doing a top 50 here. I'd say most people would be familiar at least with 20 of them, you know, with or without having an Oasis CD on their person or on their possession. Like that's, like I said at the start, there are very few acts over the course of musical history that could sort of boast that sort of familiarity with the general public. I mean, you are speaking the likes of the Beatles and Elvis and Madonna and U2 and possibly Coldplay, but I wouldn't even. Coldplay is a bit of a stretch in that regard. So in order to fully appreciate this tune, I had to dive deep into the annals of history. The annals. And I found this stock footage. It's not quite the max capacity footage the song deserves, perhaps, but here we are. I went to listen to Bring It On Down at maximum capacity.
Right. So, as you can already tell, I'm in a different sort of environment. And look at the fucking state of this fucking shithole, like, seriously. See, the thing is, I am now at maximum capacity to hear Oasis.
Day was just a bitter, got like a ghost shred. You're the outcast. You're the underclass.
This is what I lived through.
This is what I am. Bring it down for me. You're the outcast. You're the uninvited guest who stays to the end. I know people talk about you, but they don't know who. I was living there. Alright, what a fucking tune. And I can't really react because it's just myself. But I am.
Exactly.